What's happening, Hoodlum gang? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Hoodie from the Hood, aka your friend from that big old end, and I'm back at y'all with another video. But before we get started, if you happen to be new to the channel, you want to become a member of the Hoodlum gang, all you gotta do is hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment, share the video, tell a friend to tell a friend, hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a video. Now look, with that being said, first of all, shout out to Spiderlope, shout out to Bosco, shout out to Munchie B, and even shout out to Poetic Flacco. I guess they had a segment the other day when they was on No Jumper. Like I said, I really don't watch that show. Y'all send it to me, and this was definitely no different. The homie had hit me and said, hey, Flacco talking about you on No Jumper. I said, is that right? He said, yeah, at the 8-minute and 30-second mark, it's somewhere around there. So I went and looked at it, and then people started sending me, like, it clipped on Instagram, and then I reshared it to my story. And now I don't know his angle. I don't know if he was really trying to, like, give me a shout out, bring some light to me, or if he was like, okay, I got these real members from these sections, I'm gonna bring this dude up and see what they think about him. And for the most part, you know, they shouted me out and you know, just kind of vouched for who I am and my word and my character, homie. So I appreciate that. Like I said, I don't know what his angle was, but at the end of the day, homie, you shine some light on me by even mentioning my name. It was in reference to a video that I had did about him maybe a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago. I don't even remember. Like I said, I do videos and I forget about it. So, I mean, I guess that was on his mind. Somebody had called him or messaged him and told him, like, hey, man, this dude talking about you type stuff. And, yeah, he waited for that moment and brought it up with them. Like I said, I appreciate it. Yeah, but with that being said, y'all see the title. Y'all already know what we here for. Maybe 2 weeks ago, I believe, yeah, two and a half, however long ago that Drake diss came out, I made a video about that. Like I said, I'm gonna switch it up and do different stuff, man. And this is a hot topic, homie. This is something that I've been interested in. This is something that I've been watching. If you pay attention to hip hop, this been brewing for over 10 years, homie. So now it finally hit the fan. So if you haven't been up, you know what? If you haven't been up on it, man, go do your homework or go watch my last video I did about Drake doing his video, his diss after the Like That song came out, the Push Up song, and then he did another one, Tailor Made, which has since been deleted off of streaming services. I think it might still be on YouTube. He's been urging Kendrick to respond because they say he got another diss in the cut. But I believe Kendrick got another one in the cut because some of the stuff he said on here, it sounded like he just wrote this one, and they said he been having a diss in the cut. So, yeah. Hey, man, off top. I know some of y'all gonna be like, oh, you biased, you from California. I don't care what you say. And for the record, I didn't have social media at the time, but when Game was going at G Unit, I was more on the G Unit side than Game side. And I just feel like I gotta let that be known because Game is from Compton. So before y'all get to coming at me like, oh, it's because he from Compton. No, that's not the truth, because even to this day, I still side more with G Unit because I feel like right is right and wrong is wrong. I feel like the Game was wrong. I feel like Drake is wrong. I said in my last video that this is all over the Control verse. You didn't want to play with Kendrick no more. You took your ball and went home. You threw a tantrum like sucker nigga shit. So that's pretty much how I feel about this whole thing. But yeah, so Kendrick responded, homie. Some people was like, oh, he got to respond in this amount of time. If y'all don't know, Kendrick don't play by the rules. He don't care what y'all think, obviously. He's not always on social media or doing little antics like Drake. He responded when he responded. Would I have liked for him to respond sooner? Of course. But at the same time, that's not how that man operates. So I don't know why people thought that he was going to switch it up for y'all just because y'all said so. He dropped albums when he wanted to. He dropped a diss on the Tuesday. Now, I don't know when disses are supposed to drop. I really don't. But it seemed like a lot of people was laughing at that, like Kendrick is random. He just dropped a diss on a Tuesday morning. Well, with a Saturday morning have fit y'all? Monday morning, I don't know when you're supposed to drop a diss. Especially if y'all said he was already late and should have been responded, then it shouldn't matter if it came on a Wednesday or a Sunday. Now, Sunday would have kind of been weird, I ain't gonna lie. But, hey, like I said, if the man is already late, just appreciate the diss. And let's stop trying to... I see some people saying, oh, Drake won because he took so long. Nigga, Drake got ghostwriters. I don't care what nobody say. He can't win nothing, man. Nothing at all. It's proven facts, homie. The man got ghostwriters, man. And even if he don't, which this just is for y'all narrative who gonna try to say that, I don't know how you go from having help to I'm gonna do it all by myself. Now, usually you're doing it by yourself and then you start getting help once you creatively run out of ideas or you start saying the same stuff over. It's only so much that we as humans can do. After a while, to remain relevant and stay on top, yeah, he gonna get some help. But he been getting help from the beginning because he had help way back on Take Care when The Weeknd was writing some of the records. So we can't even say that. I mean, these are just the facts, homie. But I don't have the lyrics in front of me, but I'm just gonna call out some of the stuff that he said. He had a lot of nice rebuttals, homie. And yes, he do got some bars that go over your head, but that's Kendrick. That's who he is. Drake's music is more upfront. It's in your face. You get the lines. You don't have to think about it, and that's cool. That's why he said you pacify your fans. You know what I'm saying? I electrify mine. Like I'm making them feel something different. You just putting out microwave music. Even his responses was like, here, take this right now. Take this right now. Kendrick like, hold on, man, I got you. I'll respond when I feel like it, homie. I just feel like he put more work into his music than Drake. This is why Drake is always in your face with a new song, with a new album. He has to do that to remain relevant. And this is why Kendrick attacked his parenting. But we'll get into that in a little bit. All right, so like I said, man, in the beginning he came on, he was just kind of like, I feel like talking to him like as a grown man, like this is where I'm at. You know what I mean? Your antics is distasteful, all the stuff that you doing. And I agree with that. Like, even when I was chopping it up with the homie about that, I was like, man, it seemed like, and a lot of people were saying it seemed like Drake was like crashing out, like the way he was just, they say he's calculated, and Kendrick addressed that too. You're not as calculated as you think you are, whatever, however he worded it. He's calculated until he runs into other calculated players. See, when you do some emotional stuff like Meek Mill and just tweet something, he gonna eat you alive. When you do stuff like that, he gonna get on you. You know what I mean? You go on a little rant. But when he ran into Pusha T, we already seen how calculated other people are against him. See, it's cool to play chess when you playing chess against somebody who either ain't that good or they've never played chess. But when you playing against other skillful chess players and thinkers, the outcome is going to be a lot different. And I think that's what Kendrick is showing. And he was just talking to him calm, you know what I mean? Then the beat dropped and he get into it. But he's still kind of warming up in the beginning. He talking about basically like, fighting cases. And he had the Drake line, but he was talking about the Drake. Because I think Drake said that Kendrick ain't never popped nothing or something like that. So he said the first time I shot at Drake, I think that's a double entendre. I think he's saying he shot the gun at Drake, and then he's talking about how he had to aim it down lower. And then I don't know if that's like basically like saying like I don't know, like shooting Drake and shooting the Drake. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, he had a lot of double and triple entendres in there. So he basically talking about that, and I think he said something about his pops being the killer. Now, I don't think he talking about his real pops. I didn't know what he was talking about, but I think he was referring to Jay Prince as being his pops, like calling that his dad. Like, you trying to be like him, and you not like that. Could be wrong, but that's what I think he was referring to. Then he said something about that Parkinson. He had a lot of cold lines, homie. Now the Drake diss, the hardest line to me is, what is a prince to a king that's his son? That's fire. That's fire emojis right there, homie. I got to give you that. But I had to hike down to talk to you, and you big stepping in the size 7s, and you're going to feel the aftermath of what I write down. I feel like somebody already said that to an aftermath artist. Also, when he said, just like your record label, you in the scope, I feel like either MGK said that to Eminem, or somebody said that to 50 Cent. I don't know. It just wasn't that. It's like, okay, whatever. You online calling them a pipsqueak and all this. Like, what type of nigga use pipsqueak? Like, I don't know, man. I just feel like it was bullshit. And this is why when Kendrick say something about he referenced Drake as the boy. You know, Drake called himself the boy. He like, I know you the boy, but a man, I ain't seen him yet. You know what I mean? You haven't elevated your mentality. Look at the type of stuff you're doing on social media. Look at the type of music you putting out. You haven't grown outside of that. I think I said that a few years ago when he came out with I don't know if it was Scorpio or one of these albums. I'm like, bro, this sound like it could be on Take Care. Like, there's no elevation in this dude's music. It's just, like I said, microwave music. Let me put out something to keep the fans satisfied and happy. And then it's two things that I feel like went over people's head. I think when he said what he said about the Tupac turning in his grave, people thought he was talking about the AI, and he could have been referring to that too. Like I said, he had double meanings to a lot of stuff. But I think they said that the most expensive artifact in hip hop is Tupac's ring. I think Drake purchased that ring. So when he said, I heard you bought a ring, I'm willing to double the wage. Basically, I'll pay you double for that before I let a Canadian nigga make Tupac turn in his grave. So whatever you spent for that, I'll double it to get it back, because you're not worthy of that. And people kept talking about the AI. That ring shit went over people's head. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes Kendrick could be a little complex, but when you really break down what he's saying, that's when you be like, oh yeah, that's fire. And I feel like for the most part, he did dumb it down on this song. What else? It's something else that I feel like people was they was taking that line wrong. It'll pop in my head in a second. What else did he say? Oh, he said, when I see you standing next to Sexy Red, I think you see two bad B words. I don't believe you like women as competition. You want to pop ass with them, all that type of shit. And I mean, it looked like it, man. It looked like old boys just, you know, you always with this girl, like, and then the pictures y'all be taking just be looking questionable. And he got his little fingernails painted too. Zesty shit. But that's y'all favorite rapper. It's funny to me how people won't let Eminem be in the GOAT conversation because he's white, but this nigga's from Canada and he could be in the GOAT conversation with some of y'all. I don't know. I don't know, man. What else did he say? Oh, he brought up the ab thing again. He said a lot of stuff that Pusha T and even Joe Budden, I just watched his podcast. He said he was the first person to bring up them abs about Drake, and nobody cared when he said it. But the way he worded it, the way he said, you ain't got a classic, and I gotta disagree with you, Kendrick. I gotta disagree. I think nothing was the same as the classic. You could probably say Take Care. I just feel like Take Care is just so heavily R&B and pop. It's rap on there too, but it's just like, how do you label it? It's a classic, but is it a classic rap album, or is it just a classic album? But I'm gonna say nothing was the same as his classic, if you ask me. So I gotta disagree with you, Kendrick. But Drake was trying to downplay all your accomplishments and your Grammys and all this too. So I mean, I get it. It's just being petty, tit for tat. And where was I at with that? Oh, he said, my first one is like my last one, basically saying they all classics. Mr. Morale, I don't know. It's a good album. I don't know if I'm going to call that a classic. Section 80 is a classic. Good Kid, Mad City is a classic. To Pimp a Butterfly is a classic, even though it don't got replay value. But Kendrick knew what he was doing when he made that album. That's why when he came back with Damn, like, oh, y'all was talking about the lack of hits and all that. Here you go. Classic. You know what I mean? He got several classics. And I don't think there's not one Drake album better than Good Kid, Mad City alone. It's just me. It's just me. So he said, let your core fans stomach that. Then tell them where you get your abs from. Like your core, this is your core, stomach, abs, the way that all tied in. That's what I'm saying. That was flawlessly done. Oh, then he said this is like a love-hate relationship. And he threw some jabs at Cole too, basically saying that it's 3 goats left and 2 of them is on stage hugging and kissing. Like, man, all that soft shit, y'all. Man, it's supposed to be competition. That's what type of time Kendrick is on. Then he said, I love them to death. And then he said, I'll explain that in 8 bars. Then the way he worked his way up to 8 bars and say, I pray they my real friends. If not, I'm YMW. I don't know if it's YN or YMW Melly. For those of y'all who know who that is, he's on trial right now for allegedly unaliving 2 of his best friends. So he's saying, if they my real friends, I pray they my real friends, because if not, I'm YMW Melly. Obviously, he not going to physically do that to him. At least I don't think so. He talking about killing them, unaliving them on the mic type stuff. But when he led up to that from him saying, I'll explain that in 8 bars, then he's saying there's nothing you could tell me. I don't want to talk on the celly. It's a language barrier. He talking about how Drake be talking in them funny accents and stuff like that. So he like, I don't want to hear nothing he got to say, like weirdo. You know what I mean? Basically. And like I said, he tied it into that. And he said, Cole and Aubrey know I'm selfish. The crown I wear is heavy. All that type of stuff. Oh, damn. Then, what else did he say? Oh, when he started, see, here's the thing. Drake, he came with the money, the hits, all the stuff we knew he was gonna do. You're short, you got a size 7 feet, all this little childish petty type stuff. So when when Kendrick come back on some, okay, but you've been hiding who you are. You're not living your truth. I like when you do the singing stuff. All that tough stuff, I've been saying that. Like, if you look at Drake, just look at the Drake interviews, homie. I just explained this in the last video I made about him. What's that girl, what's the white girl name? I want to say her name is like Bobby something. She like a white version of Funny Marco that she be trolling. He's sitting in the bed with her doing the interview, sipping wine. They're like under the blanket, and it's like their humor is weird. Like you could tell he's comfortable, like with that Seinfeld type of humor. You know what I mean? And it's cool. Like Drake would have been perfect on Friends, like as a guest appearance, or what's that other show? Big Bang Theory, like something like that. Like he fits in perfectly with that. You could tell that that's what he's more comfortable about. And that's the other thing that I feel like people was they didn't understand what he was saying when he was basically calling him a white boy in the same way that, well, in a different way than Rick Ross did it. He wasn't just like white boy. And people were saying, oh, it's because he mixed. I don't think it's because he mixed. I think it's more so of how he grew up. He grew up white. He did not grow up black. It has nothing. It's niggas that's mixed, half black, but they grew up around niggas. They're you know what I mean? He grew up white. That's why he's comfortable in those types of settings. And then he get in the booth and start. I think Kendrick sees Drake as Steve Urkel before he gets in that booth. You know, when he poured a little potion, he go in the booth and then he turned into Stefan, the cooler version. I think that's Drake. He get in that booth the recording booth, and then he turned into Stefan. When he come out that booth, he's back to Urkel. That's basically what Kendrick is saying he see with this dude. And just, you know, just dissecting him. Like, man, he said, you saying I'm calling around trying to get dirt on you. He like, you think this is my life? Like, I've been raising a son. This is why he said he took 5 years off too. I've been raising a son. I'm raising a family. Like, and a lot of people was conflicted what he said about Drake's son, as far as he don't know nothing about raising his son. It's like, your son live in a whole nother country. It don't matter how many times you take him to basketball games every now and then. He don't live with you. He live way over there. So you can't be installing these morals and stuff into him like I am with my son, because I'm with my son. I wake my son up. I take him to school. I feed him. You know what I mean? This is what I've been on. I'm not worried about responding to you. You know what you're not that important to me. That's basically what he was saying. He like, why would I call around looking for dirt on you type stuff? I mean, Drake seems like he lived like a wild life. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that you always see this dude constant. He went on the whole rant at his concert after Mr. Morale came out in the Big Stepper. He's like, I don't know how these dudes take 5 years off. And he was saying that on stage. It's like, bro, because people got other priorities other than making music. That's why he said, you the only one who care about being famous. Like, I don't care about this. That's why I said he on his own type of time. He on grown man time. See, y'all on other shit. He on grown man type of time. So he said that I ain't gonna lie, the accent, when he started rapping in the Canadian accent, was comedy to me. And I haven't did my research, but I guarantee you that whatever place he said he'd be at eating fried rice with the sauce is somewhere popular in Toronto. And then he was saying fam and crody, and this is how they talk. Like, he just don't take him serious at all. I don't think he really hate Drake. I just think he think Drake is a cornball. He said it's a love-hate relationship. He started talking about all the things he hate. I think he just dislike it. I don't think he really hate Drake. And the rumors have been confirmed that Drake reached out to him to be on First Person Shooter. It's supposed to be him and Cole on that song, all three of them. That would have been hard. But he like, shit, we got some shit to address. We've been dissing each other for 10 plus years, homie. You think we just finna I'm just gonna jump on a song with you and we ain't even cleared the air on this? Like, come on, that's fraudulent. You know what I mean? And I feel that, homie. Yeah, like I said, the accent was comedy. Like, and he said, y'all imitate our culture. Y'all come over here and imitate our culture type stuff. Then he brought up, don't make me bring Puff back, because Puff slapped Drake. I don't know if y'all remember that some years ago in the club, that have been reported that he slapped him, whooped him. I think Drake had like dislocated his shoulder. Everybody was talking about it. Like, yeah, Puff put hands on him over that 0 to 100 beat, I believe. That was supposed to be Diddy's beat or some shit like that. So yeah, he said, let me see if Chubbs really crash out. Chubbs is supposed to be Drake's right hand man. He supposed to be built like that. His muscle, you know what I mean? He like, I don't believe him either type shit. You know what I mean? So a lot of rebuttals. The we don't want to hear you say nigga no more is funny to me, because when he performed that song, the whole crowd is going to be saying that. It's going to go crazy, homie. You know, I don't know what Drake got in the chamber. He been urging Kendrick to respond so he could drop whatever he got. But it's like, bro, what can you really say? What can you really say? You try to troll the man family. He said, you know, don't speak on my family. He didn't already put everything out there. He like, man, you trying to say what I said about myself on Mr. Morale and the Big Stepper, as far as what I've been going through with my family, how I grew up. You trying to use that against me. I already put that out there. Then he tried to call him a worker on the charts, whatever. He like, bro, like, honestly, I've been saying this whole time. Anybody who know me, I think Drake is an industry plant. Been saying that, homie. So how you gonna try to say that about him or insinuate something like that? Like, bro, come on, man. Then he brought up the deal. Oh, didn't he say you sent the cease and desist? Come on, homie. Drake tried to say that, he said, I don't care what Cole say, that dot shit was trash. Basically, like, his verse on Like That was trash. So why did you try to send a cease and desist to stop it if it's trash? Come on, man. That's like when old boy snitched on my channel. You reported my channel. That's what a cease and desist is. You try to get the record taken down, homie. Kendrick saying he snitched on somebody, some type of case. He alleging that he a pedophile. It's about to get ugly, man. I don't know if he gonna respond or not. He probably shouldn't, but you know, Drake seemed like he just can't let it go. Like, bro, after Pusha T spanked you, I like that. Fuck all that pushing P. Want to see you push a T. You better off spinning on him again before you push on me. Yeah. And then he gave him props. He like, man, it's all blessed with me. I love when you see success. He said, back to back, I like that record. You know what I mean? Oh, he also said, keep on singing them dance songs and making me dance, like, and it won't be no threat. That's comedy. He like basically stay in your lane. Nigga, I like you for that. All that tough shit, it could get ugly. But anyways, man, this video been going on too long. I didn't know it was going to go on that long, but it probably was that intro about the other stuff. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. It's your boy Hoodie from the Hood, a.k.a. your friend from that big O-N, man. I got to get back in here, man. What is y'all doing?